Uh, I hope you can see the slide. And so the last time also, I saw this one and just give an introduction. So I'm heading here now lectures to application side. The first we look at government intervention. Here, when you talk about the intervention, in addition to this traditional intervention, we have to think of new ways intervention. But we take only the discuss the intervention, the price, the mechanism in the price control, subsidies and taxing. Here we try to understand this intervention, how affect to the society and economy. So that the target. And like we discussed last time, before that, just a little bit about look at the how policymakers, because when you mention intervention, the policymakers we have to look at their reactions, how affect to the ground level people. There the policymakers can make the decision based on theory, their knowledge, and the information. Now, one thing, if their knowledge is not up to date and knowledge is conventional, the policies may go wrong. And if they don't have enough information, evidence, data, analysis, that policy also may go wrong. And also when the policymakers and experts make the decision based on theories, if theory is outdated, their policies and recommendation go wrong. Go wrong mean when you go to the ground level, it may go a different outcome, different impact. The other thing also, like I several times discussed, when policymakers make the decision, they can look at as a macro level, like a monetary policy and fiscal policy, and give the policies the macro level. So when you give the macro level such policies, if the leakages there in the system, that ground level also may not react to what the policy level expert expect. And also whether they touch the micro level policies also, if they wrong understanding, that may not also go to the ground level. The other thing also, though take the decision, to take the policies, implementation also matter, because some policies, though you take as the wise way, you have a good knowledge, you have good information, good evidence, the theory is also really the applicable. But still, the action, what you take the policy, in the economics, we have so much interlinkages. So through that interlinkages also, when you go to the ground level, it may badly affect. But another case also, the policies, in sense, our side, the policies mean mainly regulation. Introduce the policymaker regulation. The regulatory cost sometime may be the higher than the then the policymakers has to understand how much is cost kind of regulation, because the ground level, the real affected people, they use the substitute action. When you introduce the policy, for example, now because of high tax, the business people will go shadow economy. That negatively affect to the economy, though the policymakers expected positive result kind of tax. So because the reaction is a long-term negatively affect to the economy. This study has done 2022, quite 2 years old, but I used to teach this 2022 also same slide. And you can see this slide, how general population, general public and experts think the reaction different. Now, I'm not going to discuss in detail. If you want, like last time I explained, you can go to this is IMF study. they did the USA economy, but the situation, country like Sri Lanka, you can see, must be completely worse than this one because the information gap and so many things. Now, let's say the oil price happened, and the what really we related to the government expending. This blue color, about expert reaction or thinking, the red bars, general public. Now, in terms of inflation, the government expend increase, expert and the policymakers think is affect to positively higher than what the real, the ground level, the general public is. So, look at the unemployment. The policymakers think the government expend increased, unemployment reduce great extent. Now, if you look at really the figures here, you can see the bars here, great extent. But the real ground level really happened very little, the unemployment reduction. You see, completely policy wrong that cost to the entire economy when they make the policies also, and this kind of situation. And also, look at the income tax case. Inflation changes. The policymakers think the inflation reduce, but the opposite at ground will happen really. It's not my study, it's a study done by IMF. The IMF advises this is the situation. And unemployment, look at here, how the different thing. So it's really matter when you discuss policy discussion and think also. If you want, you can go to the study 2022 IMF study. I said, this is another graph from same study. You can see here different shock, including policy shocks and maybe some other external shock, how affect the household, which means the ground level, because when you talk about other, how experts, they react, they think. Now, later you can take each and everyone, you can take, I take few. Now, for example, now the rise firms prices due to high interest rate. Central bank exchange the high increased interest rate or decrease the interest rate. Now, how the household level reaction is they expect prices increase and what the expert is thinking. You see, that really matter. That's cost to the economy, cost to the society. So here, like I said, either theory wrong, either policymakers make the wrong way the decision, either wrong implementation mechanism. Wrong mechanism go to the monetary channel, interest rate channel, so it's back wrong, that kind of thing. Now look at another one. If you look at the, let's say, randomly, now demands side. Lower, that of course quite same reaction. This one, third one, invest less due to higher interest rate. You see the reaction. That is the very important thing what you have to look at, because the whatever as you take the decision policy level, expert thinking, the ground level really what happened. So our policymakers, I don't think whether they react like, so of course, you can see the USA also, Donald Trump took the tariff decision, but really the ground level reaction, he now took it back. So, but that cost to the economy, cost to the world is too much. Within the country also, that may happen, like small country also. But these cases, you can see Sri Lanka everywhere. Policymakers take the decision, then maybe they within a few weeks, they maybe recall it, but still so much cost to the society. So try to pick up some case studies like that. Maybe the sooner, now too late, of course, I give a main assignment. So then you can use those cases for the main assignment. Like I said, these are the intervention I look at here: the price ceiling, the price floor, subsidies, and taxes. The effect to the pre-market mechanism, the demand and supply decide the, like Adam Smith say, invisible hand, the prices and quantity, the market. The intervention to the market change the price, change the output. Anyway, it happened. Like I explained before, there are two institutions in the economy, any economy: household, they have resources and the other work, and the firms. When this, without common intervention reaction, the situation, growth of the market, that invisible hand, the magic solutions come, like a Pareto optimal solution, economic nirvana. So there, the government intervention also come in. The government intervention, some ways of these are the intervention to the price mechanism. So I will continue this discussion next week. Maybe I'll take about 2 weeks to complete this discussion. I try to go beyond kind of a textbook discussion and the microeconomics, neoclassical discussion, and quite policy level. After that also I'll give a exercise, class exercise. Some of you today also discuss this intervention. With that, I stop today. If you have any question, of course, today no question, definitely, because I did not do any much lesson. But if you still have questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting also. From next week, yeah.
Just next week, the class is physical, right?
Is it? Oh, if it's physical,
because it's the last week of June. Just
maybe
see, because last time we had a problem in getting the info at the last minute. So
yeah, I try to make with the record sometime in YouTube. If it's work, you can watch the YouTube. I share with the YouTube channel also. That's one option. Otherwise, I don't know, the Zoom I can continue because they're difficult. At least
Zoom would be great, Professor.
We can come if it is online. If it is there, if you can confirm the class is there, like by Wednesday also, we can make
that. The coordinator must be the must be the last week. Of course, the physical usually. You keep it in mind. If you not, I mean, you can come. Last moment, if you change the online, you also no problem.
Yes.
So, but mostly last week online, I mean, physical classes.
Okay, thank you.
And those who outside, maybe I can develop a YouTube and you can look at that also. Okay. Thank you very much, and good presentation and good participation, and thanks. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, Professor.